Welcome once again to our YouTube channel, and today we are going to look at yet again Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. And in this aspect we are going to look at how you can use Microsoft Excel to conduct a competitor research. This is good for marketers and business strategists. Maybe you are a project manager, you are an accounting officer, you are a human resource, you are the business consultant for an organization, and you are there looking at the competitors within your region and on a wider scope. So you are trying to look at the data, the statistics. You are trying to look at what is your strength, what is your potential and future in that market. So with that regard, we look at the competitor research, which is very essential for understanding the market. It is also going to help you to identify opportunities and therefore staying ahead of your rivals. We don't have rivals, but we have challengers, people who make you wake up every day and become better. So we understand that Excel is a very powerful tool for organizing, analyzing and visualizing competitor data matchmaking, and it is also accessible for professionals at any level. That includes even those who have not done IT. So we are going to look at this and get a chance to understand how we work with the different parts of this software called Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to click on my computer to open up Microsoft Excel, which we are going to use. So we are starting Microsoft Excel. Remember, Microsoft Excel enables you to tabulate different calculations, complex calculations, but using very simple formulas. So the first thing we need to do is to open a blank workbook, and then we are going to save this blank workbook on our desktop so that we can be able to retrieve it later in an efficient way. So I'm going to save it on this personal computer, then folder, and look for a folder that is a section that is the desktop area. I'm going to identify the desktop. After all, I'm going to give it a file name so that I can be able to name the document. Called it Kenyan Friends 2025, and now I can save it as an Excel workbook on the desktop. So if you look at my title bar right here, it has changed to the name that we have saved, Kenyan Friends. So if I minimize this and also I minimize this, you can look at our desktop, you'll find our workbook is here. So that is what we are going to work with. So here is our workbook. So remember, in Microsoft Excel, we are working with all these cells which are interlinked. Every cell is where you enter your key information. So we are going to look at the market, and we are going to assume we have a company, and this company, we are trying to look at the competitors within our region, what they are doing good and where they are doing or they are having shortcomings. Using that information, we can then come up with a strategy that we can use to actually beat the market. Okay? So this is what we are going to learn today, and I hope that you are all going to follow and enjoy the session. Now, what we need to do is to create a table. This table is going to contain some information. What I'll do, I'll type there and say company name. After that, I'm going to maximize the column so that it is wider. So I'll come up here between the column G and column H. Then I hold and move between their hold and move it so that it's bigger. Then I'll come to column H. Column H also I'll give it a title. So you can call product. We are looking at the market and see which company. Then you can see the price. What price they price the product. So remember, in Microsoft Excel, you are actually working with the calculation. It's a very unique software, very helpful. So here you are going to look at different companies within a certain region for this 2025 analysis. And these companies you are going to look at what is their market share. What is their market share within that cosmopolitan? What type of market size are they actually utilizing right now? What are their strengths? And also, what are their weaknesses? So these are information, very crucial information that you need as a business owner, as a startup owner. You need to understand your business, you need to understand your competitor, you need to understand what is going on within that region. So, assuming this is a startup that you are having, and now you are looking at Kenya 2025 trends to see the other startups which are doing the same product here and service you are offering. What are they in terms of the market share, market size, products they are selling, and also what are their strengths and weaknesses. So we are going to apply different types of formulas in order to get this data, after which we are going to also design a graph so that we can be able to see in a graphical way what we have done. So I'm going to put a title up here, so I will select all these cells by holding and scrolling. Then I'll click under alignment, which is under the home tab, alignment. I'll click down there and then margin center. After which I'm going to write there the Kenyan startup ecosystem. The Kenyan startup ecosystem. So I want this information to be bold so that you can be able to see it clearly. So I'll select the entire workbook and then I'll click brief to make it bold. The title, I'll give it a color. I'll come to heading here and then I'll give it a color like that one. And then all these subtitles, will also give them different colors so that we can distinguish what we are doing. After that, I'm going to select the entire work, maybe up to there, and then I'll give it borders. So I'll say all borders. Now we have all borders for our work. Yes. So we start with the first company. Let's say there's a company called JKL. We have another company, and we select the entire work so that I make it automatically bold so that we can be able to see what we are doing. I'll maximize right here. So here is our workbook. So I'll start with those companies. That's JKL. These are the companies that are within our locality. I'm just putting random information. So assuming your company is an IT services company that is selling IT products and services. So the products for different companies within there, which are almost similar to yours. Here we can see this company deals with printers, this one deals with desktop computers, this one deals with laptops, one deals with software. These are the company deals with keyboard. Other deals with computer cleaning or computer repair. This one deals with computer cleaning. The other company deals with refurbishment. This one also deals with let's say shipment and logistics. So these are the companies within your locality, and we are trying to see what the competition looks like. That is mathematical. That is what we are trying to see. What about the pricing? Here are the pricing for this company. I don't want to say the rate, but I can just use this as random figures. What about the market share? Let's say this company takes 12%, this one takes 3%, this one takes 5%, this one takes 17%, this one takes 8%, this one takes 9%, this one takes 12%, this one takes 23%. Then this one also takes maybe 4%. What's the total? And look at the total down here. So total will be equal sum. You can be able to see up here the type equal sum into bracket. So we are trying to get the sum from here all the way there. That is from J9 all the way downwards to J17. So this is J9, as you can see here, and this one is J17. So this column represents in between value, that is J10 all the way through J17. Once I do that, I say enter. So the total here is 93. That is the total we have. So maybe I can add here, I can alter here so that I make it 100. So the total now is 100%. 100%. So this is in percentage. Now we can see that this company, from our calculation, we can be able to see this company how they are fighting for the market. This information is very crucial because it will help you as a business so that you can be able to evaluate and understand which product or service is very essential within the market. That is why we are looking at that. So what about the total amount of money that is being transacted? So this cell is called I9. As you can see here, it is I9. And this one is called I17. As you can see here, so you're going to find the total between I9 all the way through to I17. So click down here, write equal sum into bracket I9, and put a colon, then I click I17, and close the bracket, press enter. I'm going to get this total. Now, using those totals, we are now looking at the strengths and weaknesses. So let's say the strength will be based on these prices. So I want to write a formula that is going to give me an outcome here. So you are going to see the formula as I type. You will be able to see it here, the formula I'm going to use. So the formula I'm using is called the if function. If function enables us to get outcomes from the data that we tabulate. So that is what I'm going to actually work with. So let's see how we apply it. So I'll start with this example for this company JKL that deals with printers. So I'll click there and say is equal if into bracket if this one, the value in this cell that is at 4,999 is greater than, let's assume an average here, let's put something like a first month. If it is greater than, let's say 20,000, if it is greater than 20,000, I'm just using an example, comma, fish mark, what should be the strength? I can call it data performance, data. And if this is lower, what about if this value inside here is lower than the 20,000? What should this computer tell me? What should it generate? If you generate an outcome that is bad or poor, the strength is poor, then I put this tick mark and then I close the bracket. Don't forget to put in the separation commas and tick mark. Also the bracket is very important. But remember, I started with the if function. Once I do that, I press enter. So you can see the first example we use of 34,000. From our formula here, 34,000 is greater already than 20,000, meaning this is the result we get. But what about this one who got 3,458? What will be the outcome? Obviously, it is less than 20,000. So we expect it to be poor. So since I've already applied here and the formula is working effectively, I don't need to rewrite it again in these other cells. So I'll come to this small box right here, hold it, and then I scroll down slowly, and it will give me the outcome. So you can see this one who had below 20,000, outcome is poor. The one who had above 20,000, the outcomes are better. So in terms of strength, based on the pricing, you can see 3 companies are doing better. So you as a company owner, you need to understand, for me to be better in this market, then my sales should be at above 20,000. If my sales and the pricing is above 20,000, my pricing, then I'm on that scope of better. But that is not a guarantee that you are successful. You need also to work on many other aspects. So you are going to investigate what have these companies doing in order to get clients, yet they are pricing better compared to these other companies. And their pricing is also helping them to be very powerful in terms of strength. What about weaknesses? Weaknesses, you are going to apply the same formula, but we are going to base it on the market share. Remember, we use just an example. This is an example. It's not a constant methodology you can apply in a company. It's just the way I've used different statistics and data of different companies to make a decision for my own company also. So I'm going to apply the same formula for strength, for weaknesses, but based on now market share. So I will start with equal sign if into bracket. So we can say the one who has less than, let's say 5%, or you can go with 10%. Anyone who has less than 10% market share, then it is weaker in terms of competition. So I'll use this example. If this value here, if this value here is less than, is greater than 10, then the weakness will be not bad, or I can use weaknesses above average, and also those who get below the 10 will be below average. Remember, this is an outcome that I'm trying to make. So press enter. So you can see the one who went above 10 gets above average. Also this one we expect to get above average. Also this one, all three, the three to get above average. But the rest, their weaknesses are below average. So let's drag this answer from here, down one, up to there. So you can see, based on these statistics, the company that has a market share above 10 is above average. In terms of weaknesses, they are above average. They don't have a lot of weaknesses. Okay? So once you have such information together, so what you're going to do is to make now a conclusion. You need to make a conclusion there. So let's look at how you conclude, so that when you give out a report based on this, you can be able to understand better which company is doing perfectly well. So I'm going to give that a border, and then I'll extend this color. Also this color, so that it looks uniform. So here, let me say a conclusion. You want to make a conclusion right there on what we have found out. So if you look at companies that have better and above average, will give them a green color. So which companies are those? This one will give it a green color. The other ones will give them a red color, signaling bad results. So this one is doing better but below average, better below average. So the two of them, poor, above average. It's doing poor but it is above average. So we leave that. So all these ones are doing poor, and whether they are above or below average, they are still red flags. So I'll highlight entire of this, and then I'll give it color red. It's okay. It's okay. Bad signal. So once I do that, now these ones that are doing better but they are below averages, I'll give them a yellow color to differentiate that, so that when you're going to evaluate, you can make a decision. Also this one that is doing poor but they are above averages, I can give them yellow color so that they can go through further consideration. But those that have total poor and below averages, you'll know they are totally red flags. So here you can see the conclusion. Only one company within that market is doing better and it's above average and it has a green light. So from there now you can continue to work on this company. So you will select the entire company this way, and then you give it an entire green. So that tells you when you are going to do a report. So here you can write a report. I've selected. I'm going to merge. So here we are going to type that the green color highlights the best company within the region. So once you type that, you can wrap the text so that it is within, then I can also give it bold color. So here is our remark. That is our remark based on what we've done. So you can see you have now a full analysis of your market. You can see we have the Kenyan startup ecosystem. We had different companies. How many of them? Let's do the numbers. So I'll start with that one. I'll write number 1, I'll write number 2, I'll write number 3. After that, I'll select that one, download video. Then I'll click down here and say save so that it learns for me automatically. So here we can see these are the companies that we have. So it's only company number 1 that is doing perfectly well. That is now the power of Microsoft Excel. So now that we've seen the outcome of this company, maybe we can also do a graphical presentation of the work we've done. So I'm going to look at company. So I'll select the company, right click, copy, then I'll paste it in sheet number 2, randomly, right click, paste only, no formula. We'll also do the same for the values. I can pick which values to work with. Maybe I want to work with just the market share, because you can see this company was position 1 when it came to market share. So we can highlight this because we've seen this is where more value is. So I'll copy, because this is where the truth is. Based on all this company dominated this section and also this section and average. So we are going to copy both. So I'll start from there so that we use both data. So I'll right click, copy, and then I'll paste only value, only number, so that I don't borrow the formula. So all these work, we make it bold. Now using these ones, I'm going to create a chart. So let me give it borders. So based on this information, I've selected, and then I'll go to insert. After insert, I'm going to put this column chart. So we have 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional column chart. I can go for this 2-dimensional column chart. Here is our chart. We now have a chart that represents the data that we collected. We can further give our chart some colors. That's a good color. Let me do that. So this is our chart. Title is called Startup Ecosystem. Startup ecosystem, ball. So we have 2 series. This is a series. Series 1 represents company, and series 1 and 2 both represented this value. So series 1, this color represents the first result, and then series 2 represents this other result. So that is our analysis that we can also present to your audience. Okay, so that marks the end of this learning session, and from here you can be able to see the company that gave high value was this one. Statistically, the other companies were looking like they are doing better, but when you evaluate based on numbers, you realize that this company is much perfect. If you go back to the chart, we can see two companies, HJY and MKI, look like they are performing better. But that is not the case. So if we go back, we will be able to see that HJY and MKI, why are they almost looking like doing better? But based on the facts and data, they are not doing well. So that's how you use Microsoft Excel, tables and charts to conduct analysis. So thank you very much, and I look forward to your feedback in the comment section. See you on another video. Thank you.